So, hello, welcome to your class today. Now, today we're going to look at page 78, exercise 2, reading. So, let's make it a little bit bigger and we'll have a look at exercise A. So, what's the difference between people who go to Benidorm or Cancun or go to Outer Mongolia? What's the difference? Any ideas there? What's the difference between people who enjoy meeting local people or people who enjoy meeting people from their own country? And what's the difference between people who buy lots of souvenirs and people who think souvenirs are tacky? Now, I think here, if we look at the title of our text on page 79, now can you see, are you a tourist or a traveller? Well, perhaps we might find the key to this issue, no? So perhaps we could consider people who go to Benidorm tourists and people who go to Outer Mongolia travellers. Now, for example, let's see letter B. Letter B says, read the article. Which of these sentences best summarises its message? Is it number 1? Travellers think they're superior to tourists, but in fact it's the other way around? Is it number 2, there's no real difference between travellers and tourists? Or would you think number 3, tourists' bad reputation is partly deserved? So we're looking for the sentence now which best summarises the message of the article. Shall we read it? Here we go. On page 79. So, are you a tourist or a traveller? As another holiday season approaches, it's time to defend tourists. They need it. Scarcely anyone has a good word for them. They overrun places, ruining them, and among the cultured classes, no one admits to being a tourist. They are all travellers, as if we weren't all tourists most of the time. So, well, the case for the defence. Exploitation. Tourists are renowned for spoiling places. However, travellers are the people that got there first. If they didn't wander off to unexplored spots, writing and talking about them on their return, the rest of us would be in ignorance. Later, at some stage, generally around the opening of the first Holiday Inn franchise, volume turns travellers into tourists. Then travellers get very upset to hear them complaining about the crowds at Machu Picchu. But why would or should travellers deny such obviously enriching experiences to others? There is no evidence, merely the arrogance of travellers, to suggest that the quality of appreciation is any the less because tourists turn up in large groups. Economics. No surprise that the locals worldwide have embraced tourism, going to work in the new hotel, opening guest rooms of their own, and running pleasure trips in their fishing boats. Obviously, they lost something in the process, but they were going to lose it anyway. They gained financial security. Their families doubtless have health insurance and flat screen TVs, just like you and me. It is easy to romanticize shepherds and fishermen when you're only passing through. And then you go home and they're still selling single goats and bringing fresh water from 5 miles away. By wishing to leave the world untouched, travellers do nothing for economic development. By contrast, tourists, with all their varying needs, bring cash in buckets. Fun. A short time ago, I saw a documentary following a group travelling around Mongolia. They were eating yak. This looked to me like the worst holiday ever. They maintained, though, that they were having a wonderful time. I was thrilled for them until one started going on about how this was a real experience, far better than the second-hand superficiality of the tourist holiday. Now, as far as I'm aware, there is no moral or qualitative hierarchy of holiday pleasures. Flying to Alicante is in no way inferior to flying to Ulaanbaatar. It's just a different departure gate. If people wish to go riding in Mongolia, that's fine, and a matter of personal taste. Just don't let them look down on my holiday activities, for example, playing midnight crazy golf in Benidorm. We all enjoyed ourselves. None of us was a better person for it, just happier, and that's all there is to say. Conviviality. Tourists like one another. Travellers apparently don't like anybody unless they are natives. The presence of other visitors at the temple, mountaintop or jungle clearing compromises the authenticity. And they get especially irritated if the other visitors are fellow Britons. I'm generally delighted to run into other Britons, especially in places where I don't master the language, in other words, almost everywhere. They represent the possibility of conversation, a considerable relief from pointing at stuff and smiling stupidly. And while travellers are busy standing off from humanity, tourists are having a great time together. The purest expression of the tourist experience is perhaps the package holiday, reviled by all except anyone who has ever been on one. I have had the best of times on coach trips throughout Europe. There's no room here to detail the benefits except one, and that's built-in good company. I have lost count of the occasions I've been in a hotel bar after a fine day, sharing most convivial moments with fellow passengers. Across the bar, lone travelling couples have looked on as jealous as hell. We coach trippers have been moved by the Alhambra or Delphi. We're doing our bit for the hotel trade, quite a lot for the bar trade, and generally we are an economic good. The tourist is me. I feel no shame. Now that's an article taken from the Daily Telegraph. Now, let's look at exercise B again, and let's decide which of these sentences best summarises the message. Now, the correct answer is number 1. Travellers think they're superior to tourists, but in fact it's the other way around. Now, so they think they're better, but tourists, no, they bring the economic benefits to the area, no? Now, let's have a look on page 79, at exercise C. Now it says, read the article again. According to the writer, are the following sentence T for true or F for false? Underline the parts of the text, that's very important, which show his opinion. Now let's look through the questions first. Number 1, travellers are responsible for places becoming tourist sites. Number 2, a traveller is better able to appreciate a tourist site than a group of tourists. Number 3, local people have lost more than they have gained from tourism. Number 4, tourists have benefited the local people more than travellers. Number 5, the group who were travelling around Mongolia were not really having a good time. Number 6, the more exotic a holiday is, the more people enjoy it. Number 7, travellers are far more antisocial than tourists. Number 8, it's best to try to avoid meeting other people from your country when you're travelling. Number 9, many people think that a package holiday where you travel by coach is the worst way to travel. And number 10, in fact, travellers are often aware that tourists are having more fun than they are. Now, pause the video, take a moment to read the text, find the answers, and when you come back, we'll correct. So, welcome back. Let's take a look at our answers now. So, here we have the justification. Now, so travellers are responsible for places becoming tourist sites. Now, this is true. And we're going to find the answer in line 1. Travellers are the people that got there first. Now, did you find that? Is that the part you underlined? Well done. Number 2, a traveller is better able to appreciate a tourist site than a group of tourists. This is false. And we'll find the answer in line 8. Now, there is no evidence, no, merely the arrogance, no, of the travellers, no, to suggest that quality of appreciation is any the less because tourists turn up in large numbers. Question number 3. Local people have lost more than they have gained from tourism. This is false, no? And we'll find that in line 13. They gained financial security. Number 4. Tourists have benefited the local people more than travellers. This is true, and you'll find that in line 18. By contrast, tourists with all their varying needs bring cash in buckets. Number 5. The group who were travelling around Mongolia were not really having a good time. This is false, no? We'll find that in line 21. They maintain, though, that they were having a wonderful time. Number 6. The more exotic a holiday is, the more people enjoy it. That's false, and you'll find that in line 24. No? There's no moral or qualitative hierarchy of holiday pleasures. Flying to Alicante is in no way inferior to flying to Ulaanbaatar. Number 7, travellers are far more antisocial than tourists. This is true. In line 30, now it says tourists like one another. Travellers apparently don't like anybody unless they are natives. No? Number 8, it's best to try to avoid meeting other people from your country when you are traveling. This is false, and you'll find that in line 33. I'm generally delighted to run into other Britons. Number 9, many people think that a package holiday where you travel by coach is the worst way to travel. That's true. You'll find that in line 38. The purest expression of the tourist experience is perhaps the package holiday, reviled by all. Now, reviled is like verbally abused, reviled. And finally, number 10, in fact, travellers are often aware that tourists are having more fun than they are. And this is true. You'll find that in line 41. I've lost count of the occasions I've been in a hotel bar, sharing the most convivial moments with fellow passengers. Across the bar, lone travelling couples have looked on as jealous as hell. So those are the answers and the justifications from the text. Now let's look at our Lexis in context exercise. It says, look at the highlighted phrasal verbs, your favourite, and try to work out their meaning, then match them 1 to 8. So the phrasal verbs that we have are, number 1, keep apart, the definitions that we have, for the phrasal verbs is number 1, keep apart from. Number 2, change somebody into something. Number 3, meet by chance. Number 4, watch from a distance. Number 5, talk about something for a long time, often in a boring way. Number 6, stop in a place for a short time, but not stay there. And number 7, appear or arrive. Now let's look at the phrasal verbs from the text. So we've got turn into, we've got turn up, pass through, go on about, we've got run into, stand off from, and look on. Now I recommend you put them in the infinitive, so take a moment, find the phrasal verbs that you think match the definitions. Let's check, shall we? Keep apart from is stand off from. To keep apart from, stand off from. Number 2, change somebody or something into, turn into, the magician, turned my banknote into something else. Meet by chance, run into. Watch from a distance, look on. Number 5, talk about something for a very long time, often in a boring way, go on about. She just went on about politics the whole time. Number 6, stop in a place for a short time but not stay there, pass through. And appear or arrive, turn up. So those are our phrasal verbs: stand off from, turn into, run into, look on, go on about, pass through, and turn up. Now we have a speaking exercise here. Working groups, answer the questions. Do you agree with the writer's defense of tourists, or do you feel that tourists ruin everything? Number 2, do you consider yourself to be more of a tourist than a traveller, or vice versa? What do you think? And number 3, has tourism had a significant effect where you live? Has it been positive or negative? Now again, if you feel brave, you can send me the answers via WhatsApp. You can send me a direct message, okay? So that's all for today. Thanks for listening.